present Russia-Ukraine war has been compared with the Cuban Missile Crisis that happened in 1962 because of the various factors involved, but the main factor that is primary, that I believe, is that the potential threat of the nuclear war. The world had already experienced this tense situations in past, and now again we are at the same situation where this crisis or this threat is being talked about. Many people are paranoid about the potential nuclear threat. My question is that haven't we learned from the history? Because if we would have learned from our history, then maybe we could have prevented the escalation of the present situation that happened, that is happening between Russia and Ukraine. And also we should also take a note that when we talk about any episode, are we missing something? Because it depends on how the storyteller tells you a story. It depends on which side of the story you listen. As of now, let's find out that what are we missing in the story. Let's talk about that what was common between these two incidents, one that is present, that is going on, and the other, the Cuban Missile Crisis. In both the cases, we find the primary problem, arrogance of superpower. So the arrogance of superpower had led Russia to invade Ukraine. Similarly, arrogance of the superpower had led America trying to invade Cuba, which actually failed, and this invasion is an infamous incident in the American history, which is Bay of Pigs. Bay of Pigs was an attempt to overthrow the Fidel Castro government. Because of this incident, Fidel Castro went to the Soviet for help. Similarly, when Ukraine felt that Russia is threat to her sovereignty, she wanted to join NATO. She preferred the Western alliance, and thus we are seeing that why neighbors, the potential neighbors, which could be your friend, they are now siding with your potential enemy. Let's talk about that what was common between these two incidents, one that is present, that is going on, and the other, the Cuban Missile Crisis. In both the cases, we find the primary problem, arrogance of superpower. So the arrogance of superpower had led Russia to invade Ukraine. Similarly, arrogance of the superpower had led America trying to invade Cuba, which actually failed, and this invasion is an infamous incident in the American history, which is Bay of Pigs. Bay of Pigs was an attempt to overthrow the Fidel Castro government. Because of this incident, Fidel Castro went to the Soviet for help. Similarly, when Ukraine felt that Russia is threat to her sovereignty, she wanted to join NATO. She preferred the Western alliance, and thus we are seeing that why neighbors, the potential neighbors, which could be your friend, they are now siding with your potential enemy. During Cuban Missile Crisis, we saw the same thing happening and how it was going to be a possible threat to peace. And obviously in Russia-Ukraine war, the peace has already gone out of the window. So there is no question of peace as of now. These two countries, Russia and Ukraine, are at war, but somehow the things in the Cuba did not escalate, and thankfully the war did not happen. Now one should ask that who is responsible for this threat? When we ask this question, we should also carefully judge that which side are we taking and from which perspective we are asking this question. If we are taking the perspective of the superpower, then it is a problem, because superpower will get the license to bully other countries, and they will be unstoppable until they are being stopped. And when they are being stopped, they will claim that the peace has been threatened. And if we see this from the point of view of a country, a weaker country, then I think that it is justified. Whenever these two incidents are being talked about, one that is the Cuban Missile Crisis and the another one the Russia-Ukraine war, it is often seen that the main attention that it grabs is the security threat of the powerful nation, and hence there is a question of if and but that comes, and by the same logic somehow the invasion is made to be justified, that somehow the country had invaded, the superpower had tried to invade other country because of the potential threat. But what we are missing, and how the story, that's why I just told you that it depends on how the story is being narrated. Often the story is narrated from the perspective of the powerful nation, and if the storyline is being designed in such a way that from the perspective of a powerful nation, in this situation, what is happening is this, that the legitimate security or the legitimate sovereignty of not so powerful nation is being ignored. And maybe this kind of crisis that is happening today, we are not sure that through years, and we are again witnessing that, maybe in future we will witness that, because until and unless we will stop to defend the powerful nations for their from their mischievous behavior, I don't think that the real peace could be achieved. Hi, so this is the end of this video. In this, I tried to compare this two topics and tried to curate the lessons that we might have missed in the Cuban Missile Crisis and the present crisis also, to understand that are we repeating the same mistake. If you like this video, then do share, subscribe and like and comment.